Hey, what would you do if you went to the dentist and your dentist had a necklace of teeth around their neck, huh?
Also a hippo in the dentist office, like a real live hippo.
That's right. This week we're learning about Painless Parker, a traveling dentist in the 1800s who was basically like a circus. They would roll into town and he would do dentist work as like a, hey, come one, come all, I'll pull all your teeth out.
This episode was recommended to us by our member, Michael, the grandpa of Tillin. We appreciate this. The best way to get recommendations to us is by becoming a member. You can do that at tillin.com/support. This comes out, what day is it? December 17th?
Yeah, Merry Christmas. I think I'm done for the year. There's no more public, like most of the stuff I do in December is like Christmas parties
Private
and
shows.
stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So, I mean, I'm not home a lot in December, but, we can't hang out. But I'm sure by this point, I've got shows booked for the next year. So you can always find my shows at jeremyers.com/shows or at paulruddtheactor.com.
Speaking of private shows, this isn't one of them. Tell your friends about them. We want everyone to know that this show exists. So thanks for watching.
And if this is your first time, if you were Googling this dentist and you just found this episode, this is a comedy podcast. So you are going to learn the info. But we're going to joke around a lot on the way. So please don't get mad at that.
Yeah.
And if you hate it, we've got 200 other episodes you can check out. So thanks for being here.
Hey, man.
What's up?
Have you ever heard of Painless Parker?
Painless Parker?
Painless Parker.
Like painless.
Painless, yeah.
Okay.
Like pay less, but if pay was pain. Painless
Like no pain.
Parker. This is him, to give you an idea of the era.
Okay.
This photo was taken 3
like
years
Dracula.
ago. It's a filter.
It's a filter. It's an Instagram. This is back when Instagram started. Yeah. Okay.
Painless Parker. Take a guess. What do you think Painless Parker does? I'm curious if you can get to this.
I think he is a businessman. I think that he...
I mean, that's one way to put it, I guess.
Sure. Oh, is he in the mob?
No.
Oh.
But I could see it, honestly. I didn't think about that before.
Painless Parker?
But there's a chance that that's...
Is he a hitman?
No. We're not back-to-back hit episodes.
Okay.
In this. No. Painless Parker, born 1872 in Tianamouth Creek, New Brunswick, Canada.
Okay.
So he's a Canadian, if that gives you any idea about him.
Yeah.
He was an interesting guy because he, as a kid, was not like the most astute person and the most astute kid. He had a hard time in school.
Kind of dumb?
I wouldn't say dumb, but, just didn't do great in school.
His teacher would have.
Yeah, especially in that era.
I wouldn't say dumb. A lot of other people would, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't say dumb, but as a teacher, I would. So he went to Acadia University in Nova Scotia.
Okay. Where?
Nova Scotia.
Okay.
You got a problem with that? I'm saying that?
Hey, do you think, man?
He was expelled from Acadia University. Huh?
Are you cold?
I feel great.
You're just crossing your arms over there.
Yeah, it's just how I talk
Why don't
sometimes.
you just put your sweater back on?
Why don't you just shut up?
Are you cold?
I feel great. I've never felt better. I
can't. I'm distracted.
Because I cross my arms?
Because you're over here
I cross my arms sometimes. What if I pee sitting down sometimes?
Why did you say that? What? Does that have to do with anything? So what? So I cross my arms. I pee sitting. What does that have to do with anything?
I mean, sometimes
You could have said anything else.
Have you not seen that video?
Sometimes
That's how I said it. That's how I said it, just like the guy in the videos that I referenced the video.
I don't have internet.
You haven't seen that video?
No, what video are you talking about?
It's a video where a guy, the exact way I said I cross my arms sometimes. It's a video the guy's just on like selfie cam. And he's like, I pee sitting down sometimes. So what if I pee sitting down sometimes? Sometimes I like to pee sitting down. And
I think we're on different sides of TikTok. I only go on the STEM channel.
Why did they do that?
I only follow, and it's like not even
update.
Good. It's so
you just have to tag your video stuff.
It's like, here's how soil works, and you're like, oh God, give me more freaking weird people.
I need to get back to the weird.
I got to get back to the weirds.
It's because they're trying to block it in the U.S. and they're trying to tell the U.S., oh hey, we're smart.
I'm like, wait, no, there's smart stuff on here.
There's smart stuff on here.
There's smart stuff on here.
No.
Yeah.
Let your kids watch this at school.
I did watch a full video on the trajectory of your pee when you're standing up versus when you're sitting down, and how the velocity of the way that the water hits the water.
It's better for the environment.
Better for the environment. and I'm trying to save baby seals.
Yeah. That's a thing. It's a thing. So what if I cross my arms sometimes? See, you're doing it. Are you cold?
I'm freezing, and you're in a t-shirt over here. I was just worried about you.
I've never felt better.
Okay, so painless Peyton Manning.
So, Painless Parker.
Not only am I Peyton Manning, I'm Painless Manning.
So I should say his name isn't Painless. It's Edgar. Edgar R. Parker. He got expelled from Acadia University.
Yeah.
And after that, he was like, well, maybe I can go to the Baptist Seminary in New Brunswick. So he goes there.
Okay.
He also gets expelled from the Baptist Seminary.
Yeah.
And so he says, well, this isn't working for me. And so he becomes a door-to-door salesman selling pots and pans and stuff.
Yeah. This is the 1890s?
Yeah, it would be 1890s about.
Okay.
And so
the Silver Dollar City era, if you will.
Yeah, but he's in Canada. So I don't know what they're...
What do you think, they were ahead of us?
Well, yeah, but Silver Dollar City was super American.
1890.
And so whatever the Canadian version of Silver Dollar City would be.
What do you think the 1890s were like across the world?
I mean, it was similar, but what I'm saying is it's not as patriotic. Like Silver Dollar City's super patriotic. It'd be weird if you were in Canada in the 1890s and they were like, look at the American flag, isn't it cool?
They say, hey, we hate this country. And you're like, what? And you're like, we're in Branson, Missouri, but we freaking hate this place. I'll tell you what we love, Nova Scotia. We love it up there.
Yeah, they give us Scotch tape.
And there's no urinals in this park because we pee sitting down. Like true Canadians. You're like, well, this park's way different than I thought it was.
This is not what I expected. Where's all the roller coasters?
Yeah.
It's just there's no urinals, no roller coasters.
None of the roller coasters have seats though. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You got to stand up on all those.
It's like those.
It's stand while you wee, sit while you pee. That's what they are saying. That's what we call it. Stand while you wee. Like on a roller coaster.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But then sit while you wee.
But they have bathroom attendants, so they make sure. They're like, hey, that's not the wee.
They got bathroom police. They go, hey,
you gotta sit while you do that.
I see you hovering. I see you hovering over it.
When I was,
I want to see skin to seat contact. And I was like, I'm a season pass holder. And they're like, we don't care.
It's like when I was in 6th grade and there was
dude, every time we're doing an insanely wild out there bit, every single time, dude, you're like, this reminds me so much of the time when I was in porn. Every time.
It is familiar.
This is just like my sophomore year of high school. What are you talking about?
Never mind.
No, go ahead. Sixth grade?
So, it reminds me, a park like this, it was when I was in 6th grade, we went to Waterworld in Denver.
Oh, you can go anywhere there. They don't care. They don't have bathrooms.
And they had a ride. I think it was called The Land Before Time, but it wasn't based on the movie. But the idea was it was like dinosaurs.
It was The Land Before Time. And they had that was the sign, and then they had a nail, like a new sign right next to it, very poorly. Not affiliated with
not the movie, though.
It's what I had to do with the Chick-fil-A rap, where I had to go edit the caption and go, not affiliated.
Not affiliated, yeah, exactly. And it was like,
even
you
though
went
they paid me to do it, they knew the whole time, and they were like, hey, put this out there. We're going to do a co-optive,
Yeah, but then they were waiting for the reception and
like,
that's how politics work. Yeah. And so the ride, you go through the cave and that's all stormy, and then the dinosaurs, and then the comet hits and you come outside. That's the ride. The dinosaurs are dead. You come out.
Yeah.
But you're in the cave, and so you kind of, especially if you're a kid, you have this illusion that like no one's watching. And so one of my friends, we'll call him Jeff because that's his name. Jeff gets out of the raft and is like trying to swim through the ride. And the second he steps out of the raft, there's a whistle from somewhere, and they're like, back in the raft.
And you got here from standing up peeing?
Well, yeah, it's the same thing. You're at a theme park, you're peeing standing up, and you hear a whistle in the bathroom. The guy's like, hey, you got to sit down.
Hey.
You got to sit down while you do that. It's the same thing.
You got to make contact.
Gotta make contact. I'm going to check when you're done.
I have a little thermometer and I go around and I check the temperature of the.
This seat's too cold. I
would rather throw up my guts in a public bathroom than sit on a warm toilet seat. I'll tell you what. I sit down and I go, my butt has touched.
That's not cold enough.
That's why we invented Hello Sharks. You ever sat on a warm toilet seat? Sucks, right? That's why we have a little fan. Like, you know those ones you point yourself, you're like in a theme park? Like, we have a fan to cool down.
That cools down the toilet seat. The toilet, yeah.
Also works on the other side of your pillow to make it cool.
Make your pillow cold. So it's just a fan? So what you're telling me is you just made up a fan? A handheld fan is all.
Stay cool.
Stay cool.
Sharks.
Stay cool. Trick your brain into thinking someone else has never touched that toilet seat in public. That's our slogan. We're working on it.
Yeah. That's also in the slogan. That's our slogan. We're working on it. Another business idea. Moving trucks. If you know
Have you heard of that?
Okay, so Painless Parker.
So he's door-to-door selling.
Yeah, he's selling pots and pans.
Selling pots and pans, yeah. But he's having a hard time making a living off of that.
What did they sell back then in the 1890s?
Pots and pans, yeah.
Yes.
But he's having a hard time making a living off of that. He doesn't really enjoy the work.
Hey, sir, good morning. Are you happy with the pots and pans you got in your home? No, of course not. He's like doing the door presentation.
Yeah.
He would go viral on the Ring doorbell thing. That's what you got to hope if you're one of these door guys.
Yeah, you got to be really good at it. And so he's not making a livable wage. Right. So he goes and he's like, well, maybe I can be a ship hand. And so he gets a job working as a ship hand, traveling the oceans. Yeah. Realizes he hates the ocean. And so then he comes back.
Hates the whole thing.
Yeah. So he's like, well, the experience just wasn't good.
Do oceans have borders?
Yeah. What? Yeah. There's every nation has their, what's the word for that? Their zone. There's a zone. There's a word.
I'm not talking about that. When does the Pacific Ocean become?
Oh, yeah, we do have a line. There is a line. And it's actually really interesting. The Pacific and the, what sea is that? Is it the
Red Sea?
No, when the Pacific meets a specific ocean, you can see it and the water looks a different color.
No.
Are you serious?
That's not true.
You don't know about this?
You made that up.
Okay, it is the Atlantic. It's at the point where the Atlantic and the Pacific meet. Look at this. This is going to blow your mind. I can't believe you haven't heard of this.
Nah.
It's wild.
Okay, show me.
This is, I cannot believe you didn't know about this. They don't mix. That's what's crazy, is the water won't mix between the Atlantic and the Pacific. So there's a very clear border.
No. That's the same color.
Oh my God. You know about this. You're gaslighting me right now. You knew about this from the start.
I've never seen this. Look, this is AI, dude. Look, the trail from the boat. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's real.
Which one's the Pacific?
I think it's the brighter one. I think the Atlantic is the dirtier one.
No, I've been on some cruises. I know which one it is.
I think the Atlantic's the dirtier one.
The big old blue one is the Atlantic. Looks like the Gulf, where I spend my days slinging jokes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Anyways, so Painless worked on the ship.
Yeah.
Didn't love that. Came back.
Sure.
Got a job working in a warehouse and got hired for a job. The guy told him that he was going to pay him, I think it was 10 cents a week, which obviously it's a different time.
Right.
But to put that in reference, if adjusted for inflation, that would be $55 a week.
It's still not great at all.
It's terrible. Yeah. And so the story goes that he was carrying, I think it was a warehouse, and the warehouse had light bulbs or something glass. I don't remember exactly what it was. Something glass. And the guy told him, he said, yeah, we're going to pay you 10 cents a week. And Edgar, upon hearing this, dropped the glass, whatever it was, and it shattered, and he walked out. And that was the last day he saw those guys. He's like, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
Get out of here. 10 cents?
Wow, don't do me any favors.
And so...
plus benefits?
Plus benefits. And so... after that, he was like, well, he said, all these jobs I'm trying to do you can't make good money doing any of them. Yeah. And so he said, you know what I'll do? What I heard you can make a lot of money doing?
You know what I'll do?
Medicine. And so he goes to the New York College of Dentistry, thinking, I don't know, I haven't been able to get through any school before. Let me do that. So he applies for the school, and he's working there at the school, or he's doing school. But obviously, he still needs to
How is he paying
survive. Yeah, he still needs to survive. So while he's doing school, he's like about 6 weeks in. He's like, I think I know enough at this point. Yeah.
Stop it.
So he starts going door to door in New York, and he's like, hey, I'm a dentist. Does your teeth hurt?
Let me look at them teeth.
Yeah, he's like, your teeth hurt? I can pull them. And so he's going door to door, yanking people's teeth. And people are like, yeah, actually, my tooth does hurt.
He's just like, hey, you opened the door already. Why don't we just tie a string around that when you shut it?
No, he would come in with the little forceps and stuff, and he'd be like, all right, yeah, lean your chair up against the counter.
Dude,
and I'll
it's so
yank your
crazy
teeth.
to think that that's in the relative time. That's not a long time ago.
No, yeah, not at all. Not at all.
That this is where we were as a people.
Well,
So
I think
why he opened his mouth for that? Do we all think that was crazy?
what? What are you talking about? That was normal. That was so normal what I did. I did not do anything weird.
No, I did not do anything weird. In the early days of this show, we did like affiliate ads where we were like, hey, sign up for Grammarly and use code Tillin and we got like 15 cents. And now we just do Patreon. It's a much better way. It's better for us as creators. It's better for you as listeners. And it's a much more fun way for us to interact. We do monthly hangouts like on Zoom. We just hang out and play games online and get to know each other. It's a really fun time. So, but still use our code Tillin at Grammarly.com because I think it's still active.
It is still
we
active.
might get like a couple cents from that.
Yeah.
But join us on Patreon because we're having a great time.
Yeah. If you don't, we're going to have to start doing mobile game ads. So
Okay. I'm saying like that wasn't that long ago. Like that was like relatively, it was 130 years ago, but
yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. It wasn't like this was accepted behavior because the college found out about this.
Okay.
The college found out about this.
People were like, yeah, what the heck, man?
Yeah, the college found out and they were like, you're expelled. So he got kicked out of school immediately because they were like, yeah, you can't do that.
And he's like, yeah, but I pulled a couple teeth before. Now I understand it.
Yeah, he's like, I get it. I
now
know
I
how
understand
works.
it.
And so he's like, fine. He's like, if you guys won't take me, I'll go to the Philadelphia Dental College.
Yeah,
so
because word doesn't travel.
Yeah, he goes to Philadelphia and they're in the screening and they're like, have you ever been expelled from a school for trying to pull teeth going door to door? And he's like,
that's an oddly specific question. I did not do anything weird.
I did not do anything weird. He's like, that's a perfectly normal thing to do. I did not do anything weird. They're like, okay, you're accepted. And so he goes, he plays by the rules, and he ends up earning his degree in 1892.
Okay.
And so then he goes back to New Brunswick, his hometown, to become
A dentist.
And he sits there. He rents a space in a back room of a barbershop, and he sits there for 6 weeks and doesn't have a single patient. And something about this era is it was actually considered unethical to advertise dental services or really any healthcare services. And so nobody ever did it. And so
why?
I don't know.
Unethical?
Yeah. I mean, I think I don't know, but I'm going to be honest. It sounds probably fair. I mean, I think you should be able to put your name out there, but to advertise for it,
sure. And they did used to be in the barbershops.
Yeah, they were just the back of the barbershop.
Yeah.
The back room of the barbershop. But he had 6 weeks with no
You got a bad tooth? We got a guy in the back. Crazy. 130 years ago. That's not that long ago. That's crazy.
It's true. And so he didn't get a single patient.
Now you go to the dentist and they go, hey, by the way, you have 8 cavities. You don't. You need to get a second opinion on the number of cavities that a dentist tells you have because that's how they're ran. They know you. You don't know how to prove that.
Yeah, it's true.
They're scamming you.
Yeah. Yeah, if you go to the dentist and every time you go you have cavities, you don't have cavities. You have a bad dentist.
Yeah.
Or either that or you're eating way too much candy. That's also possible, I guess. But you can verify that by going to another
Teeth
dentist.
freak me out.
That,
Dude. You
that
ever seen
dentist
somebody
doesn't
with
know.
teeth that you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'll pull them for you.
Can I please pull your teeth? Meeting someone and saying, can I please?
Hey, what's going on,
how's it
man?
going?
It's good to meet you. Got you handcuffed.
I'm going to pull your teeth.
Got you under contract, under arrest, and now under anesthesia. Hey, it's good to meet you. I'm going to pull your teeth.
That's insane. That's an insane thing.
You want to get your teeth pulled out?
There's a room back there.
You don't want those in your
Rip your
mouth
teeth out.
any more than I want them in your mouth, do you?
Yeah, it's kind of, when you think about it, it's kind of annoying that they're there, right?
Yeah.
Like you feeling them.
You hate them too,
feel
right?
them right now.
You hate them too?
You hate them too, right? I can tell you hate them. He
I can get rid of those for you.
He spent 6 weeks with no patients.
Sure.
One evening, he's talking to his landlord. I don't know. I guess people were friends with them back then. And so he's like, yeah, man, I can't get any patients to come back to my dental office. I don't know what to do. And he's like, I know it's not ethical, but he's like, I'm considering getting into advertising. He's like, I think that
Putting a sign out.
Yeah, maybe things might go better if I advertise. And his landlord is like, well, as luck would have it, one of my friends by the name of William Beebe, he used to work for P.T. Barnum, and he knows a lot about advertising.
Everyone's names was super stupid back then. You know? William Beebe. Shut
Beebe.
up, dude. Oh, as luck would have it, William Beebe. Bill Beebe.
Yeah.
Bill Beebe.
Bill Beebe.
What was your name, little Bill Beebe?
Your name Bill Beebe? You little Bill Beebe?
Bill Beebe.
So what if I BB sitting down sometimes?
Golly. That reminds me of when I was in the sixth.
So his landlord connects him with William Beebe.
Sure.
Who just recently retired from working with P.T. Barnum, the circus guy.
We have an episode about P.T. Barnum.
We do, yeah. You can go back and check that out.
He pees standing up.
He meets him and they get to talking. And he says, hey, check this out. I know a lot about circuses. You know a lot about teeth. And so he says, what if we take this on the road? And so they put together a dentist circus, and they rent a wagon. They get a band together, and what they do is they started going from town to town across Canada. They'd roll in with the wagon. They'd hit the city center, and the band would come out. The band would start playing, attract a crowd. And then Edgar would walk out and he would say, "It's me, Painless Parker." And he would talk like a circus.
Hey, folks, it's me, Painless Parker.
Gather one, gather all. And then he would do his, a speech on...
You got bad teeth? I can see him from here.
Well, what he would do is he'd do a speech on dental health. He'd be like, make sure you brush your teeth every day and you floss.
Yeah.
Stay away from sticky foods and treats. And then he says, this is how you're going to protect yourself going forward. And he says, also, if there's anyone in the crowd today that has a sore tooth, I can pull it for you right here, right now. And if my name isn't Painless, it's not going to hurt. And so he would pull their teeth in the back of the wagon.
Would it hurt?
Oh, it would hurt really bad.
Yeah.
But what they did is they had the band playing.
So you couldn't hear
him screaming. And so, yeah.
Also... Oh yeah, dude, we're going on tour next month. We just secured a huge tour, man. It's gonna be wild. We're hitting all 50 states. It's gonna be crazy, dude. Really? We're just an opening act, and then we play kind of during the middle of the show. It's like, really, who are you opening for? It's a band called Painless Parker, dude. Yeah. I think Lincoln Parker, Painless Parker.
I don't
know. They do those songs from the Transformers movies. The movies where the wagons turn into the wagons turn into
robots. I don't really know what that is.
I don't really know.
I don't know what a movie is.
I don't get it. It's not for me, dude. I don't even watch movies, man. I just make my
art.
I just make my moonshine. I just make my moonshine and I pee standing up, and that's the gig life for me, man.
Anyways, you think we're ever gonna stop smoking or like?
I'm in a band, bro. This is
I
what
think
we do.
cigarettes might be the next cigarettes. Like
Bro,
that might
cigarettes might be the next big thing. I've been getting into it. You hear about
Have you
these?
tried these?
Yeah. You heard about cocaine?
So he is traveling town to town doing this thing.
It's just so crazy to be on tour with a dentist. That's insane.
It is pretty insane.
33 minutes, by the way.
Close, but no cigar.
Dang. Okay.
And so he.
Okay.
And so like.
You already told me we're not going.
Oh my God.
You already said that. You didn't have to bring it up in the episode. Close with no cigar.
And so people are screaming, and the band can't play loud enough, and so so they start giving. So they start giving people whiskey. So they're like, okay, hey, before you sit down, take a shot. And they're like, sweet, this is the best dentist ever.
I love this place.
This is a great
That's why the barber serves beer, dude. You know that?
Because they stab
The barber's
you.
like, so anyway, what's
we
going
gotta
on
get you
with
drunk
what's going
real
on in your
quick.
life? I don't even know, man.
I feel great right
Yeah.
now. And the whiskey wasn't working very good.
Sure.
And so he ends up in one of the off seasons partnering with a local pharmacist to develop his
Like a painkiller.
his pain powder, I think is what he called it.
Okay.
And so he would sprinkle that in.
Oh, did he make ibuprofen?
Yeah, he would sprinkle that in their mouth whenever to pull.
I got like a
it
cold
would
sore
numb it.
on inside my lip, and I got some of that stuff to put on it. And then the first time I did it, I put too much, and so it got all over my tongue.
Yeah.
And so my tongue was just tingly for 30 minutes. I hated it.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so it's a very similar concept. It would numb it was like
The way you just responded to me is the same way I respond when you go on your UAP rants, where you're just freaking like, oh my gosh, man, do you think there's aliens at the bottom of the ocean? And you think the sharks are all in on it, and the sharks all know each other, and they're like, oh, look at those aliens down there. They live under the earth.
Each other.
They're all going, and then I go, man, my tongue was numb last night, and you're like, okay.
All right, I guess.
Ugh.
So what he was giving them, he was giving them cocaine. He was giving everybody cocaine.
No, I was making a joke. I was making a joke about that.
Yeah, that was the times. But yeah, he was giving everyone cocaine.
Yeah.
And that was how he was making them
How did
numb.
he figure that out? Did someone just give him coke?
The pharmacist.
Okay.
And cocaine was in everything. Everybody was like,
That's right.
cocaine's this magic thing you can put in anything, and it makes everything better if you use a little bit of cocaine. And so that's what they were doing.
Oh, a spoonful of cocaine, medicine, go down.
Exactly.
Medicine. That was the original song. They had to change it for the movie.
They did.
That's true. And they photoshopped out his cigarettes.
So they would show up in the town. The band would start playing. They would give his speech, and then he'd pull people aside, and then he'd give them a little bit, sneak them some cocaine, pull the teeth, and then they'd become addicts for the rest of their life. And this was his show. He would tour around doing this show.
Like, I love that.
And
I love that guy. That
this is my
dentist
favorite-
was crazy.
This is the best dentist I've ever
I
seen.
love that guy.
And so he started to become almost like a household name. This traveling dentist circus thing.
Yeah.
And people would wait for him to come to town to see for their dental needs. They're like, oh, Painless Parker's going to be here soon. And he continually upped the ante on his circus. And so like he would have tightrope walkers. He had people that did the ring things. He got an elephant and he would ride into town on the elephant.
I was literally about to make a joke. Yeah.
He had a hippopotamus, and he started opening the hippo's mouth and putting it around his mouth while he did the extractions from people. And so he'd be pulling people's teeth with his head inside a hippo mouth.
I'm just trying to think, like, why?
I mean, it's a circus from this era. It's a circus.
Okay.
And he would, when he showed up, it was kind of like this marathon of he's like, you need your teeth pulled, and he just pulled people's teeth.
And they were paying for this.
Yeah, so it was 50
He's
cents.
making hand over fist.
It was 50 cents per extraction.
Okay.
And if they said it hurt, he would give them $5 if
geez.
he said it hurt. It never hurt because they were high.
They were high on cocaine.
Yeah. And so even if they said it, he would just gaslight them.
How many would he do a day? Do you know?
Well, he did a lot. He would do a lot. His record, he said, was 357. And he, you're going to love this, he hung on to those and he made a little necklace that he started wearing to all of his shows.
That's terrifying.
Here's a close-up of that necklace. Allegedly from that one day. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it is not. But yeah, there he is. He would wear the top hat and the necklace.
Colonel Sanders with a
with a tooth necklace.
dude.
It looks like those Smarty necklaces you used to get as a kid.
Oh
but
gosh,
they're
that's
human
gross.
teeth.
Oh, I hate that.
And so they toured for a while, him and his friend William.
Yeah, they're just out there, they're road dog, and oh my
Yeah.
gosh, ew, I hate. Sorry, that made me feel. Ugh.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode. If you like it, there is some great news for you. We have a mailing list. In that mailing list, we give updates on past episodes. So things in the news, things that happen for episodes. We've got over 200 episodes we've done. And every week, things are changing. New updates are coming out. And we're keeping you up to date on what's happening in the happenings of Tillin Topics. So if you want to keep learning stuff, even beyond the content of the episodes, that's a great place to do it. Also, we give updates on things that's happening in the Tillinverse. I like that. I've never said Tillinverse before, but I'm sticking with it. If you want to know what's happening in the Tillinverse, that's the best place to do it. You can go to tillin.com. There's a link in the description, or you can text Tillin to 66866. There's a lot of ways to sign up for the mailing list to make sure you keep up to date with everything that we've talked about and everything that's going on in the Tillinverse. But anyways, now back to this episode. And after a few years of this, William is like, we've been doing this. We've built a pretty big name for ourselves. Nope. We built a pretty big name for ourselves, and I think we can scale this up now. And so they start opening up stores. And what they did is they would open the store and they would put all this advertising on it, because their big main line here was this. It said, "I am positively it in painless dentistry. Yes, me, Painless Parker." And so his thing was he was the painless dentist.
New York's wonderful wizard of painless dentistry.
Yeah. And so he was the only dentist that would give you cocaine. And so he was known for it. And so they got an actual brick and mortar location.
Traveling with quite a bit of coke then.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, a lot
and
of
you
coke.
know he was using it recreationally.
Maybe, probably. But
got a brick and mortar.
They got a brick and mortar, and they covered it with all these Painless Parker signs in New York City. And they actually started branching out. And within just a few years, they had 17 locations across the states. Here's his San Francisco location, and they all had.
Oh, this
Painless
becomes
Parker.
CVS, doesn't it?
It might actually, yeah, that might be a CVS now. And so he, 17 offices, and now he's got all these other dentists underneath him that are working in there, giving people coke, pulling their teeth, putting their heads in hippos. They're like, "Why is there a hippo in this dentist office?" He's like, "Oh, you want to see something cool?
You're gonna love this.
You're gonna love this." And he's still touring. And so by the,
He's like, I ran out of masks to keep the spit from off of you, so now I got to use this hippo.
yeah. And so, sorry, I misspoke. He had 28 offices and was employing over 75 dentists, and he was grossing $3 million a year.
In
This is like 1913. And so adjusted for inflation, that's $96 million a year doing this weird dentistry. And so
that's crazy, man.
obviously some other dentists start to have some problem with this because he's taking a lot of business from them. And also like it's unethical in the industry to advertise for yourself. And he's very, very advertising. And they're also sketched out about the painless thing. And so
They start going undercover.
Well, this commission comes together, and they put together this commission to basically pass a law. It starts in California, ends up passing nationwide later. But in California, where if you're a dentist, your office has to be named after your legal name. And so he can't have his office called Painless Parker anymore because his name is Edgar Parker. So he legally changed his first name to Painless.
Come on, dude. That's what I'm talking about.
He's like, oh,
I'm married to the game.
But I mean,
Oh, yeah. Edgar's my maiden name. Now it's Painless because I'm married to the game. That's crazy.
so he changed
I
legally.
respect that so much.
I mean, here's the thing: he's making $98 million a year. Of course, you're changing your name to Painless in that scenario. Like, of course,
yeah,
of course you are.
Chad Ochocinco stuff right there, dude.
So Painless is having a great career. He's doing the road dog thing, right? And William Beebe and him are like buds. One day on the road,
getting rich off of him. And one day
on the road,
Beebe mysteriously dies.
Beebe suffers a stroke and dies. And
I'm saying
this
too much cocaine.
honestly, probably. And this was really, really hard for Painless. Painless, he actually, I hate now that I'm just calling him Painless.
Yeah.
But anyways, Painless now, he
Call him Parker.
I like Painless.
Okay.
And so Painless is very affected by this. And he actually gets institutionalized for a little bit because it was such a major effect on him.
Yeah.
And after that, he comes out and he's kind of changed. Like, he's still into the dentistry thing, but he's not as passionate about it. He stops doing the road shows. He sells off a lot of his locations to the dentists that were operating it. And after a few years, he all but retires from dentistry. And I mean, at this point, he's made enough to survive off for years. But eventually, the call, you can't deny the call. And so he gets back
deny the call.
So he gets back into the game, continues.
It's like every time I think about quitting stand-up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to rob the world of this gift that God gave them.
Yeah, you're right. That God gave them. So
I have no choice. I am but a vessel. That's why my legal name is Jaron Myers Comedy.
Okay.
My legal name is at Jaron Myers.
You add the at to your first name. That's insane. So he gets into it. He gets back into it, opens up it still has one of his remaining shops, continues to work out of there, this San Francisco location, moves into the apartment upstairs, gets married, has a son, names his son Painless Jr. That's true. And then a couple other kids that he didn't name.
Yeah, and then he was just like, Maria.
Yeah, he's
Who cares?
Who cares? You're not the first.
No, sorry. It was Painless. It was Maria, and then Who Cares? That was.
Who cares? Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Yeah. Because his wife was kind of dumb. She's like, "What do we want to name this one? Who Cares?" She's like,
Okay.
I don't hate that.
I kind of like that.
Name. Yeah.
That works. All right.
HUK. She's kind of dumb.
And so then he put together all these dental care products. He started selling the powders, the toothpastes, all this different stuff,
right?
Mouthwash, and made good money off of all that. And ended up working until he died as a dentist. In 1952 at the age of 80. And his products were still all over all sorts of stuff. A lot of those offices that he didn't run anymore were still operating under his name. But the second he died, a commission came together to take his name off a lot of stuff and outlaw a lot of the products he sold.
Really?
Because they thought that what he was doing was phony. And which, I mean, a lot of it kind of was. Like, he was pulling people's teeth and like he would do some dental care stuff, but he wasn't like a professional. Everybody kind of they called him a showman, not a dentist.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think it's an interesting thing. And if you read like dental journals, they have this weird love-hate relationship with him because they do accredit him as being someone who really made dental health mainstream because he was such a good advertiser.
I'm a dental health advocate.
And
how's your dental health right now?
Exactly. And so they think that because of what he did, like
that's dental
teeth brushing and stuff like that, wouldn't have become such a big deal. Like he was a person
Teeth brushing,
yeah,
stuff like that.
teeth brushing, mouth washing,
Teeth brushing.
all this stuff that we do to care for our teeth.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for him. He was the pioneer of that. I mean, eventually
Dentures?
it probably would have. I mean, dentures existed, but maybe, I don't know. He was a pioneer in making all of that something that the general public wanted to do.
Well, you know what the myth about George Washington's dentures was.
Oh, that they were wooden teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were really...
They weren't. Yeah, there was something worse. Something way worse.
Oh, we'll let you Google it
you
later.
can Google that. No, but and so the dental journals nowadays are like, yeah, we can appreciate him for what he did for the industry.
Yeah.
But they don't like him because he wasn't very professional about it, I guess.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
And so there's a weird relationship with him. His college though has a like, I don't know what you call
A
it.
hall
Like,
named after him?
it's not a hall, but they have like a display in like their historical dental museum that they have there.
Okay. At the Philadelphia Dentistry School?
Yeah, they've changed their name to the Dental University School of Dentistry. The
Makes
Temple,
sense.
sorry, Temple University School of Dentistry.
Oh, okay.
Temple University School of Dentistry. They have a history of dental museum. And in that museum, he has a display dedicated to him. And that display has his teeth necklace. And it also has a wooden bucket full of teeth that he pulled himself because he kept them all, I guess. And I guess
That's psychotic.
when he was traveling, he would keep those teeth in the bucket. And so there'd be a bucket, he'd be like,
Your tooth's going in here.
look at all the teeth I got.
Yeah. No, look, I've done this hundreds of times.
Yeah. You can count how many teeth I've pulled. None of these people
That's actually
cried.
one of the carnival games.
Guess how many
teeth are in
Guess
here.
how many teeth are in here. And so they're like, yeah, he promoted it. He made it a big deal, but like, we don't like the way he did it. It was kind of weird the way he did it. And we don't really support that. But like, yeah, good on him for making it a big deal. And so they outlawed a lot of stuff. Coincidentally, the person who led that charge in like banning all this stuff and like, taking the name off of all those office was a guy by the name of Painless Parker Jr., because he hated his dad.
Oh!
He was so mad. He was also a dentist. He grew up, he became a dentist, but he was a serious dentist. Like he took it seriously and he was
hated. Like, my dad kind of sucked.
He resented him for naming him Painless. And so the second he died, he like got back at him and took his name all off.
Then he changed his name.
And he
to
changed
Painless Crest.
He changed his name to Edgar. That's true. He did.
Really,
he changed his
legally
name
changed
to
it
Edgar.
to
He legally changed his name to Edgar. But he waited for his dad to die. So that tells me his dad beat him with that tooth necklace.
Oh, yeah. His dad was like...
I can't change my name until he's dead.
Well, think about that, though. Your dad has a bucket of human teeth. And bro, you're not going to be like, maybe I should stand up to this guy.
Yeah, and I guarantee at home
This coked out, crazy 80-year-old with a bucket of teeth.
I guarantee that when Painless Jr. was 13, Painless Sr. sat him down one day and said, hey, my name might be Painless, but it's not painless to you.
Yeah.
I guarantee that happened.
This hurts you more than it hurts me.
You know why? Because I'm on cocaine.
I don't feel a thing.
I haven't felt anything since 1893.
So I want to see contact.
Yeah, so that's Painless Parker, the crazy.
That's
Colonel Sanders of teeth.
Yeah, he also looks like Kellogg. He looks
does
a lot
look like Kellogg. Yeah. Which it might have been kind of the
insane.
thing in that era, like doctors
look like that?
looked like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't believe the tooth necklace. That's crazy.
Ugh.
Yeah. So next time you go to the dentist, I mean,
Bring it up.
Maybe just go to the circus.
Ask him. Be like, hey,
You guys got any hippos?
you guys got any cocaine here? I heard that was a thing.
I heard that was like something that
Where
you
did you
guys
hear
do.
that? Oh, I listened to this podcast hosted by Tim Stone and Fiddle Off Myers.
Hey, thanks for watching this episode. If you like it, we've got another one called John R. Brinkley. He's another guy that worked in medicine, but was a little weird and had a bunch of medical boards trying to take him down. So if you like this one, make sure you check that one out. It's linked below or in some of the buttons you can click all over the screen. If you like this show and you want to support, the best way to do it is by becoming a member. You can do that at tillin.com/support. Our members make this show possible. They also get tons of great perks like this episode, ad-free, early access. They get access to a Discord with our hosts and our producers and a lot of other awesome perks. So that helps you support the show. And also you get some stuff out of it. So it's a great deal. This show is a proud member of the Evergreen Podcast Network. You can check out all of the shows and more about the network at evergreenpodcast.com. Thanks for watching our show. We really love that you're here enjoying this with us. We'll see you next week on Things I Learned Last Night.